What I really love about my story is the prologue. The version available to read is actually the 4th iteration, and the first version doesn't even exist anymore. I am the author of Guinevere Grimm and the Whisper of Wishes, also known as
GGWoW.
Alright, I'm going to only explain this bit one time. So GG as in good game. Alright, voiced by my dear friend Cullen. And then wow as in Owen Wilson. Alright. So anytime
GGWoW
shows up, it's going to be that. Okay, it's weird. I know it's weird. We're just doing it. That's the bit. I'm explaining this bit only once. I refuse to explain it again. If anyone asks, just tell them Owen Wilson. And that's it. Okay. Anyway. Fucking idiot. If you were to look up advice on how to write a prologue, what you might receive in turn is that you need to start your story off with a bang, like an epic battle, an intense scene, or something that immediately kickstarts the action. I wrote an intense battle scene, but I didn't like it because I really wanted to establish 2 characters who play significant roles in the story, even if they aren't present 24/7, Ren and Fire Death. I ended up with this version of the prologue for 2 reasons: payoff and setting of the genre. In this prologue, you will see every genre that is within the story: horror, comedy, romance, action, and fantasy. You have the intense, confusing moment of being dropped in a situation that you know nothing about. An engulfing red mist. Every breath, every step, every thought. Red. You have comedy, witty dialogue, and subversion of expectations, where the master character is counting down. But 4, 3, 2. He saw the doors depicting the firestorms, but they were still so far away. He knew the final number was coming. His punishment was surely imminent. Yet, an unnatural pause filled the air. 1.5. You have romance and spicy moments. This one? It looks familiar. It did not look familiar. Ren, gods help you. You cannot soulbind yourself to this knowledge. Too few know these languages. You have to learn them. She leaned in close to him. He could feel her breath. Ma'am, unless you wish to soulbind me. An almost seductive quality to her words, yet Ren knew there was no lust within her. As well as a bit of violence, with the scene of Fire Death throwing a book at Ren. Struck with a realization, she looked towards the towering bookshelves and used a simple spell to dislodge a tome. She then hurled it at Ren like a baseball. It conked Ren in the head. He rubbed his bruised skull and read the title of the book, Forgotten in Dead Languages of Elven Past. Start with that. Once you finish, I'll give you some other tomes to study. Her red hair returned to normal and she continued skimming the documents he had retrieved for her. Plus, the inclusion of fantasy nonsense because, well, it's a fantasy book. Pop quiz, Ren. Yes? Where are whispers never heard nor spoken? Where are whispers never heard nor spoken? This is why I love this introduction. In my opinion, these aren't even the best moments in the prologue, and with a bit of music and some terrible voice acting, you can create a compelling interaction. But I'd rather have you experience the better, more interesting moments yourself. One day, I might even reveal what the original prologue was or the brief fight scene I toyed with, but for now, I just showed tiny examples of some of the different genres I use. Now let's talk about payoff. In this prologue, there are plenty of questions raised, most of which are answered pretty quickly. What's an O-rate? Red Death? Talbarain? Vecronomicon? Who's Fire Death? I'll give you one better. Why is Fire Death? Instead of some epic battle, I went with a far simpler approach. A conversation between a teacher and a student looking for the answer to an ever-eclipsing problem. I love this book. It's nerdy, fun, stupid, sweet, romantic, hilarious, sad, and so many other things. I've put my heart and soul into these characters. I hope it comes across on the pages. The student, Ren, is part of the payoff. The reader discovers that the young man is now one of the figures guiding the main character, who is introduced 2,500 years later. Now, why start this story 2,500 years before the main plot, I hear you ask? Well, you had to get to the 25th chosen one somehow, right?
GGWoW
Is a romantasy inspired by media like Harry Potter and Attack on Titan. It will always be free and available to read. Currently, over 50 chapters are available. It can be found on websites like WebNovel and Tapas. Is that it? Did we win?
GG. Wow.